Lisa.
Hi, Sherry. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. East Coast to West Coast here. So
Here
here
we
we
are.
are tonight. What's love got to do with it?
Everything.
Everything.
Welcome to our broadcast tonight, everyone. I'm so excited that you can join us, and this is your opportunity to change, to find more happiness, to get more love and positivity daily, and to experience positive health. These are the things that we'll share with you tonight, and you'll learn what love is not, what love really is, and how to get more of it in your life.
Yay!
Yay, blah,
And
blah.
what's in it for me? Forget the colony. I want to know what's in it for me. So what is in it for you? You will end up being a much better lover. Immediately helps you open up to get and give more love in your life. It's a fulfilling quickie with an everlasting afterglow. So just by participating tonight and gaining this knowledge, you will be able to go forth and create your own afterglow, the rapture of resonance. Alita, did you want to add anything on?
No, I think that's pretty exciting right there.
Okay. Well, hey, it's a new day.
It's a new day for love. We're going to be your host tonight. We're so happy to have you here with us.
Well, who do we think we are? Perhaps that was Alita and I when we were very, very young having some fun. Wouldn't it be fun to be back being
I'm the blonde.
innocent and unabashed with an open mind and curious about the world and experiencing the wind blowing up our skirts? But who do we think we are? Why should you learn from us? Well,
We have just finished a wonderful 8-week class with Barbara Fredrickson, who is the principal investigator of the Positive Emotions and Psychophysiology Lab at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. She's a Kenan Distinguished Professor of Psychology and one of the leading scholars of social psychology and affective science and positive psychology. You may recognize her new book here, Love 2.0, and she has another bestseller, Positivity, Top-Notch Research that reveals the 3-to-1 ratio that will change your life. Well, I'd say that positive psychology has changed my life. Sherry, what about yours?
oh my God, absolutely. From the day I learned of it, it for what it's done to my life and in my work with others, it's been amazing. I just wanted to say a little bit, too, about the title Love 2.0. Really what Barbara Fredrickson is asking us to think about is not love in the way that we've typically thought about it. I think what's exciting about it is that it's identified as that supreme emotion, but it's not the 1.0 version that we have thought about in our culture. So it is looking at it really from a new lens.
Thank you for sharing that, Sherry. And I know that positive psychology has been a big, big part of your life. And I haven't known you all of your life yet. I wish that we were those two kids growing up together. But what I do know is that positivity, it really is one of, I say, your top strengths, and people recognize that in you. And my friend Sherry here is a CEO of ISIS and creator of the Positivity Pulse. Positive psychology is definitely her brand. She is an adjunct professor at the University of Southern California and one of the first 300 positive psychology coaches trained by Martin Seligman, who is the professor of psychology at the University of Pennsylvania and former president of the American Psychological Association and the founder of Positive Psychology. He really turned psychology, the whole field, on its end when he said, why are we looking at all the things that are wrong with people? Let's start looking at what's right. Let's look at the positive parts of what is right with people.
What's going strong? Yay, Marty. I love Marty. And he admits what a cynic he is. It was his daughter when she was 5 told him told him he was the cynic and he needed to change. So my dear friend and colleague, business partner, Miss Alita Bear, we met and we just connected, talk about positivity resonance, which we'll be speaking to you about a bit later on. We completely connected, so much so that what I was doing, law of attraction for sure, what I was doing really resonated with Alita, that she is the Chief Operations Officer at ISIS of our Positivity Pulse division. And I love to say Positivity Pulse at home, work, and play. So you need to have it everywhere. She is a certified dream coach and dream coach group leader. I had the honor of having Alita as my guest in my Managing Change in Your Personal Life series that's going on. So she was on this past week and did a great job of helping people develop their vision in that lesson. And she's a graduate of the professional coaching course. So we have lots of coaching and psychology coming your way.
And besides this little brief synopsis of what we've given you, we are both positive psychology leaders. We are both authors. Sherry is the author and co-author of a number of books, and I am the co-author of 2 books, one of them along with Sherry. We are both certified Nurtured Heart Specialists. We are also coaches, consultants, and trainers. We help individuals, families, and organizations bring more positivity into their relationships and workplace.
We have some pretty simple information to share with you, but it's extremely powerful. And if you listen actively and you learn with lust, be very lustful in your learning, listen actively and reflect back on the lessons that you learned. Definitely take some notes and really let this become a part of who you are, not just something you watch for a little while. Make it you, and it will change your life too. That I can promise.
Let's jump right in.
And I said, no, 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 no. Alita, I want to start singing to everyone. So,
yes.
Love. Love is not love 1.0. It's love 2.0 because it's not what we typically think. It's not what you think it is. It's something very, very different. Honey, it's not what you think. We're just friends. So typically we think of love sometimes when we're thinking about sexual desire and romance and all that good stuff, which is definitely a part of it, but it goes a lot deeper than that. So, honey, it's not what you think.
So we want to share the love with you tonight. Barbara Fredrickson has revealed to us her latest discoveries in research about the supreme emotion of love. She encourages us to look through a new lens for love, as Sherry just explained, not just our romantic relationships or our familial relationships, but looking through a new lens. She calls it positivity resonance, and we'll explain that later, but it's a profound but fleeting connection with another human being. And of course it can occur in the relationship of romantic love, but very often it happens even with a complete stranger, somebody you've never met before. Hard to believe, but we'll tell you how.
So let's focus. Let's get laser focused on what love really is, what love is not, and how to get more of it in your life.
Sounds good. What love really is. Love is connection. It can blossom at any time when 2 or more people connect. They connect through sharing a positive emotion, whether it is mild or strong.
Love is brief but frequently recurring. This is a favorite quote of Alita's from Sir Francois. Love is brief but frequently reoccurring, and that's a very important message, what we learned, and that we're sharing on, and the torch that we're giving you now. Your turn to run with it. these moments can be very fleeting, but when you continue to help recur with them, you make them deeper and deeper. So it is an emotion, and it is that momentary state that rises and infuses within your body and mind, creating those very good feelings. It just feels so good when you're really in this practice. I remember quite a number of times, not even quite so long ago, that I knew when I had certain aspects of this positivity and love, because I felt stronger, I felt better, but I knew in certain situations when I had it. And I can tell you, I was feeling really good. I was feeling great about it.
There are 10 of the most common positive emotions that Barbara Fredrickson has studied in her lab. And these are 10 of the positive emotions that are ubiquitous around the world. You can see them in every culture. And what binds us to these 10 is that we're all human beings. And these have been the ones that most researchers have focused on. So here I think you'll recognize them with joy, gratitude, serenity, pride, amusement, inspiration, interest, hope, awe, and love. So we can actually connect to any other human being through any of these 10 emotions, and it will lead to love if we have a deep enough connection.
And I think too, if I selected these photos of babies, and I think if we think about who we are when we're first born, we are born with such an innocence, and we're born in this amazing place where all of these really are a part of who we are, right? So it's just, let's get back to that place. 3 requirements for positivity resonance are sharing of one or more positive emotions. So obviously there's more than the 10, but those are the 10 most common. But when you are sharing those with others, one or more, the synchrony between you and the other person's biochemistry and behaviors, that's a lot of stuff is going on when you're sharing positive emotions between the 2 of you, or 3 or 4 of you if you're working in a group. A desire to invest in each other's well-being that inspires that mutual care. You really are concerned about each other's well-being, that tribal kind of altruistic feeling.
There's some important info, though, that we have to share with you here. So some of you may be saying, what? You're saying that my relationship isn't love, and here I've been married for 35 years or maybe 1 year, and that's not love? Well, we invite you to expand your lens to look at love in a new way and tell you that love relationships, as we learned from Barbara, are formed through accumulated micro moments of felt security and affection and positivity resonance, the 3 things that Sherry had mentioned before. And if you think of when you first connected with your love relationships, for those of you that are in one or that have had one, you can think back to the beginning of it, you realize that you really clicked somewhere along the line in that relationship, but it was the repeated and accumulated micro moments of shared connection that really built your long-term relationship.
And then you made a choice to stay with them, right? So what love is not? It is not romantic love, because we do know that can be fleeting, and we know that relationships do take commitment and a choice. It is not obsessive love. It's not unconditional. It's not a category of relationships. It's not everlasting, and it's not centered on desire, sexual desire. That's what love is not. And as Elisa said, I think we can see that quite simply when you reflect back to what are healthy relationships. And healthy relationships are those ones where you've already been doing this, unbeknownst to you. We just happen to have the brilliance of Barbara Fredrickson that studied the science of it, which makes sense to us out here in order to convey that back to you. So healthy, flourishing relationships have been doing this all along. But we all know that there are people that are not in healthy relationships, and they're just hanging on for whatever reason, or and they're not experiencing all of the accumulated experiences, the positivity, resonance, and the shared positive emotion, but they're hanging on for those reasons. That's because that's not what love is, and love is truly about these things that we are talking to you about. And love is not just a special bond. I think, Elisa, you do a great job explaining that, the concept of when a child is born.
So when a child is born, there will be a special bond that develops if the mother is really, and the father, but you're really looking into the eyes of this child, and you feel that the child is looking back at you, even though the child is really not focusing that much when they're a newborn. But when you continue these interactions with the child, when it's back and forth, you can create enough of these micro moments of love that the bond keeps building. It keeps building, but you have to keep engaged. You have to work on that attachment. You can't just abandon a child. We know that children that are abandoned at birth often don't thrive. There's actually something called a failure to thrive. So our bodies are built for love. They're built to crave love. And if we have that special bond with somebody, it's because there's been a commitment and a back and forth micro moments of shared connection.
And then we come together like a puzzle. We just fit together so nicely when we're connecting, right?
Right. I love those little people.
Those little people. So the love you crave lies with momentary experience of connection. This is what you crave. You often, when you miss somebody, you're really missing being connected with them. And we have a little Valentine's thing to share toward the end. And, one of those adages of, the absence makes the heart grow fonder. Well, not so much. We might think that, but truth is being in each other's presence is what's key, and being able to experience the connection is what's key, and that's what we end up craving. We want more of it. Just like Alisa's description of a baby when they're born, they need, in order to flourish and to thrive, they need all of that love and attention and bonding that comes when we are raising babies.
Have you ever been listening and completely involved in a story being told to you by a friend or even a stranger? You might find that on the airplane, somebody you've never met before that you get deeply involved with. Or it might be a best friend, a story where you hung on every word and you actually began to anticipate what the other person was going to say next or how she was going to say it. Have you ever been that involved in a story? I bet you have so many times.
And some people are just really great at that. I had someone that I worked with, she was from Nigeria, and she just was able to finish. I think she was really Love 2.0 or naturally. She was able to finish so many sentences. It was remarkable. So we would like to introduce the neuroscientific work of Uri Hassan of Princeton University. Alita, I know this is your baby.
This phenomena that he studied is called brain coupling, and it's the means by which we understand each other. And in the class that we have that you'll hear about later on in this presentation, we go deeper into this. It's just very, very fascinating about what happens here. But he found that really the degree of success in any communication predicts the degree of brain coupling. So if somebody's just telling you a story and you're going, yeah, 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 and you're looking at your watch and your phone and you can't wait to get out of that, you're really not in communication. But when you have a true meeting of the minds, like in the slide before, like when those people were talking to each other and all wrapped up in each other, it actually becomes a single act performed by two brains. I mean, you could have what Uri did and his group is they studied, one story with 10 different people and one person telling the story, and really there wasn't a lot of clicking going on. It was only in one or two people that they had such a degree of communication that it was like one brain almost with the same story. And I just love that. It shows that even in good communication, when individuals come to feel a single shared emotion, it can be joy, it can be, love and shared experiences, or any of the other positive emotions, both the 10 that we looked at or any other that you can come up with. It requires only a connection, not intimacy, not physical intimacy, not a long history with that person. It just requires the same emotion that is shared across both of their brains. And this is like when you click with somebody, this is like having a whole brain dance in a fully mirrored room. And I love that description because it reminds me of the fun house at the fair that you may have been in, where you're looking at the mirrors and you're laughing and you're having fun, and or maybe you're saying, gee, I'm glad I don't look like that, or I wish I did look like that, or isn't this funny? And you're having a good time, hopefully, and if there's somebody else around you, you may be sharing this fun. You may be having this connection together, and it's like you have a whole brain dance going on in a room like that.
I just wanted to share a story. A few weeks ago, I just happened to love dancing, and I enjoyed so much. And this woman started dancing with me in this really nice place that I go to. It's a restaurant, and then they have some dancing in the evening. And she had so much fun dancing with me, and then after, she started speaking to me, and I started telling her about positive psychology, and she just loved. She said, oh, my God, I say this all the time. We should be more positive and loving. And we were going on and on. So we were really dancing, and then we began brain dancing. And that was so much fun. We were so connected. And then she introduced me to her husband. They had been having dinner, and then we were just talking for a bit. And then, they went off to their weekend. And I don't know if I'll ever see her again, but her face is forever, in my mind. And the way that we connected, because we really did brain dance afterwards, it was the conversation that really clicked. Other than the dancing, which we were having a lot of fun. So it's really a great feeling.
Absolutely. When you share moments like that you just talked about, your awareness expands from your focus on me to your focus on we. And in fact, that's one of the things that if people are depressed or they're going through the grieving process, or if they lost their job, and any number of things that can happen to people in the course of our life, when they're depressed, one of the best ways to lift out of that depression is to change your focus from everything that bad is happening to you or what you're missing, to go out and volunteer to be with other people, to have positive emotions shared with other people, and your focus will go from me to we. And under the influence of positive emotions and these micro moments of love, your sense of self actually expands to include others, to where you begin to be more concerned about their welfare and their well-being. And it's just a marvelous feeling that just can lift us all.
One of the most significant pieces of her research that came out as well with the me and the we thing was that, in social psychology, we pretty much know when you're presented with images, for me as a white woman, if I'm presented with images of people from a different race or ethnicity from me, I notice that first. And conversely, the same for those. They would notice the difference of race and ethnicity. And the more positive emotion that was installed, that me didn't matter because race was falling off as being something that was noticed first. And I was really excited about that because it made me start thinking about what would a world be if we noticed each other more at the heart and soul level and racism fell away. What would that world be like? And I thought, wow, worlds where more positive emotion is installed, where it's about we, not me. It's not like I look this way, you look this way. It's about, really having a brain dance or really being connected at that cellular level, which is really that human being, that heart and soul level.
That's right. We really need that connection. We were all made and designed to have love, just like thinking back to the failure to thrive. We really do need other people. We really need to be interdependent. And when we share these moments of love, these moments of connection, it actually produces in our bodies a chemical reaction that I think Sherry likes to call the love potion or the love hormone. I mean, that's a great way. I like to say that too. And does produce, when you have these positivity resonance moments, it produces oxytocin. And it's really a neuropeptide, but look at how you can kind of think about it. And I love, Sherry, how you've chosen all these hearts for that in the for the love emotion here, the love hormone, I mean. But what happens is it infuses every single cell in our body, not just in our brain, but also in our body. And that's really what gives us the rush of warm feeling in our body, and the feelings of connections, and the feeling of being more concerned about that person and their welfare, the feeling of wanting to be with them, maybe take care of them, maybe help them out. It also helps us to open ourselves up to be more trusting to that person, and a whole bunch of other things that that we notice.
So when we have more oxytocin, and it is, it really has been referred to as that bonding hormone, but so much more happens with that. Such a benefit that I like to say is a win-win. You can't, we're winning right now just by sharing this information with you. We're better off for it. So yeah, I'm selfishly into it. And I want to be selfish and share it with you because it's better for you. And I love win-win opportunities. So because we're sharing this with you and because you're learning it, and then hopefully you'll be making it a part of your life, a part of who you are, social opportunities are even amplified because you're just more open-minded and you're more at peace even with yourself, that you're open to those opportunities out there. Oxytocin helps us behave more positively, verbally and non-verbally. We'll make more eye contact. We just feel better inside. There's a broaden and build effect that we love to, talk to you more about. But when that you're so much stronger inside and you are really built up from the inside out, but you're making more eye contact, these friendly gestures. You're better at reading other people's feelings and their vibes. You really get people on a very different level. And, positive health is a result. Curbs stress-induced rises in heart rate and blood pressure. It's just so good for you on so many other levels. We could go on and on about this, but we do want to respect your time. And here are just some cliches, the love cliches we'd like to share with you. It's Valentine's Week and versus Love 2.0. So, I've mentioned this before, absence making the heart grow fonder. Barbara Fredrickson would say, not so much. Love does hinge on being physically present. Love is patient. Love is kind. Yeah, it is. With feelings of love, we focus more on the other person. And with that comes patience and kindness. It's because of that. It's that reciprocity within that relationship, the exchange, that creates the patience and kindness. You're the love of my life. Beautiful concept. But sometimes people can love deeply many times within their lives if we're talking about romantic love. But we have the capacity to love so many things, when we experience awe in the world, but people as well, and different relationships, work relationships, friendships, families, you name it, your neighbors, someone on the street. So you can experience love in so many different ways, and some say there's multiple soulmates. All you need is love. Barbara Fredrickson says the Beatles were onto something. Love acts as that nutrient, making us better versions of ourselves. But of course, we need our basic food and water and shelter. But they were onto something. All you need is love. And remember their song, "Imagine All the People," living life as one, right? So if we were living in peace, we'd be living in love. Love is unconditional. She says, takes work. The science of emotion shows time and time again that no emotion is built to last. So when we study that, we realize that we do put conditions, and I think it's hard for us as humans to not put conditions. It takes a lot of work to look at people from a non-judgmental, unbiased perspective. It's a bit challenging for even people in our field. So love can, however, be renewed endlessly. Love is blind. Fredrickson says, no, the eyes are the windows to the heart. So we need to keep our eyes wide open, and we're much more to experience that love when we make eye contact with someone else. I know, Elisa, you share that story about when you tell your children to go off to school, right? You're telling them to smile.
Absolutely. Think of if any of you have ever sent a child off to their first day of kindergarten or other school, or moved to a new school for your kid, and you send them out the door, and you might have told them to smile big, to wear a smile, or make eye contact. I know a lot of kids, when they're feeling a little bit self-conscious, they have a hard time sometimes of making that eye contact. But if you make eye contact and if you smile big, you're sure to interest other people. And you need to really push yourself to radiate that. So I love that thought of the kids going off to school. So that brings me to how to get more love in your life. You do need to share emotions, engage fully with others. You know, you need to really empathize when somebody's listening to you. I mean, when somebody's telling you a story, you need to listen fully and to try to imagine yourself in their situation. Put yourself in their shoes, so to speak, so you can really understand where they're coming from. And then you can connect also through shared events. I mean, like Sherry was saying, she connected with a total stranger on the dance floor and had a really fun conversation afterwards and remembers that very special moment. So smile and have eye contact, and then do these other things. Put more of this into your life every day, and you will get more love.
And I remember it, and a smile just comes to my face. So it just happens. So if you do this equation, action steps plus lustful learning, think about when you lust or crave something, and you'll get more love in your life. Look for those opportunities to truly connect with positive emotions with someone else. Take action. Share that smile or laugh. When we are first born, look at that beautiful baby. When we are first born, we are smiling in our sleep all the time. And this is a baby that's receiving lots of love and everything they need to flourish and to thrive. So the baby's having a beautiful little nap, smiling. Laugh. Laughter is the best medicine. Norman Cousins taught us about that. Have some laughter in your life. Find some things that give you joy and just go with it. Laugh. I mean, you have to laugh at yourself. Share that common passion or engaging story. Become a student to another person and show that genuine care and concern. Now, this couple is a real couple. They've been together for quite a number of years, and that picture is just so telling of their relationship at this age of their life. There's really genuine care and concern and joy between them and happiness between them.
So if you have gained some value from our webinar today, we invite you to join our 4-week love class. There's 4 weeks for a total of only $47, and it's titled the same, What's Love Got to Do with It? Everything. So you can copy and paste this URL at the bottom, which will take you directly to the ISIS website and directly to the news and events, where then you can see our class that we have to offer, and you can register for that. We'd love to share this 4 weeks with you, and we're going to tell you what's included in them. We have 4 one-hour live and recorded sessions. Week 1, a new definition of love through the lens of positive emotions. And we will go deeper and deeper into it than we had time for today. Week 2, we have the mindsets of love, positivity, and positivity resonance. So again, in each of these weeks, we will go deeper into the things that we touched on today, and you will come out a real lover in the end. You'll be able to get more love in your life. You'll be able to experience more, raise your happiness, and raise your positivity level, all of which is great, not only for the fun of it, but for your health, as we have seen before. Week 3 includes the fruits of love, the wellspring of wisdom and health. We'll go into the many, many health benefits of putting more positivity and more love in your life. In week 4, we'll discuss the upward spiral of love and happiness and discover the ratios and the priorities that best promote flourishing in yourself and others. Now, if you were to have private coaching from one of us, this would cost you $1,200. But because it's recorded and we can send it out to you, it will be live as well. You can listen live online if it fits in with your schedule, or you can listen to the recording and watch the webinar as we send it to you. So it will be beautiful slides, courtesy of Sherry, she's put together, as well as all the things that you'll be learning. And you want to tell them what else they get, Sherry?
Yeah, we love to be able to share things, and we realize that not everybody can do all those coaching packages, and so we wanted to find a way to share all this information and share it in a way that really is cost effective. We really are so excited. I know I'm so excited. I just showed Elisa the new logo for the full title is Pearls of Wisdom, Pillars of Strength, Daily Doses of Positivity. So you get that. You get about a month's worth of What's Love Got to Do with it. In congruence with What's Love Got to Do with it is our love doses. February is a month of talking about love for self and others. Personalized coaching responses from Sherry and Elisa on our blog. So we do want you to blog with us under the Positive Psychology section. We'll be revamping that blog, but for now it's up and running and it does what it needs to do. Recommended readings and follow up. Elisa, would you like to tell them when this starts?
Sure. It starts on Wednesdays on February the 19th. So it's coming right up around the corner. So you want to make sure and register for that so you can have all the information. And it goes through March the 12th. It will be every Wednesday live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we expect it to go for about 45 minutes. We'll stay on the call a little bit longer to answer some personal questions if there are any. And then if you haven't been able to make it, then we invite you to just look at the webinar as we email it to you, and you'll have access to that. And so it'll be really exciting because you can do it in the comfort of your own home, which will be really great. And I just want to say a little bit more about the Daily Doses of Positivity. I don't think Sherry really did it justice. She was all excited about the new logo that she's has made for it, but it's daily doses of inspiration that are emailed directly to you. And I know the many people that have tried them have been getting some great feedback to us, and they're talking about, wow, this is for me today. This one I needed this today, or it just captures everything I love about this particular thing, or it's just we've been getting a lot of really great feedback. So don't underestimate the power of those daily doses that are emailed to you each day. So we hope that you will join us. And again, you just click on, or actually probably cut and paste as you're watching this, the URL at the bottom, which will take you directly to the website and the place where you can sign up for the classes.
And we do really encourage you to blog with us. When we are sharing all of our success stories together, we're all better off for it. And then you're getting the support that you need too. It's when you document it, or when you ask questions, or maybe you came up against a challenge too and you weren't even sure how to handle it with positivity. We could definitely walk you through that, but we can all learn and grow together. So we really do want you to blog with us and, ask that question, and Elisa and I will be moderating it and giving you our feedback in this form. And we really do encourage you to, share the love, pass it forward. It's better for you and it's better for everyone. And, I just wanted to say in positivity and, of course, with lots of love from this webinar, I know I have lots of love with my buddy here, Elisa. And we've been doing so many great things together that this is a dream for me and her, that we are finally coming together, and our love connection, our bond, has really become fruitful. And I know I can speak for the both of us. We're just thrilled to be able to come together like this and make something that's really affordable and passing it along, and in a way that's very convenient for everyone, too, to just be able to do it online at your leisure in your pajamas with your cup of coffee or your tea or your glass of wine, whatever pleases you. So thank you for joining us, and I'll bid you good night, and wish you a wonderful week filled of love, not only on Valentine's week, but for the rest of your life. Elisa?
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I do hope that you will join us in our introductory class for this great introductory price. Sherry and I are so excited to get it out to you, and we're offering it at this really low price for you these days because we want you to be a part of our initial classes. We're really excited to share these things with you. We are still on a love high from working with Barbara Fredrickson, and Sherry has said that this is a dream come true for us to be doing things together online for you and for ourselves. So yes, in positivity, I wish you all good night and have a tremendous month of love.